I have a lot of Catholic friends who are sorely disappointed with Pope Francis. Do you anticipate a change could be coming?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, I think people want to change. I just sent out a tweet the other day saying, hey, listen, we're enjoying this new presidency in the United States. How about Pope Francis take Pope Benedict's example, step aside. It'll be a blessing for the church and the world. No disrespect intended. It's just a fact, because people are confused. We don't want to, wish ill on anyone or say that, even impute bad motives, but people are confused. The role of the Pope is to clarify and strengthen people in the faith, not to confuse them. This Pope, by their fruits you will know that whatever his intentions are, we can't read his heart, but we can certainly see the results. He's creating a lot of confusion, and it's time for a breath of fresh air in the church leadership, just like we have a breath of fresh air in the White House.
The way that people migrated to the United States on Joe Biden's watch at the behest of drug cartels, with women being raped and young children being forced into drug muling, it seems the most inhumane way. It seems as though it's almost an anti-Catholic way to ask someone to come to this country. How did this get so distorted?
It was so horrific. I mean, you see those videos. I remember one with the mother pushing her baby underneath the sharp barbed wire fence. Yeah. Meanwhile, she's up to her waist in mud. Is this human dignity? This is not the way people are supposed to be treated. No, I think, John and Amanda, it's a blind spot that many of the bishops and many of the advisors of Pope Francis have, a blind spot that gives them bias in favor of Democrat policies. I think that's a much of the, and I think also what's happening, there is a deep connection between the deep state and the deep church. I think we've got to, and I'm so grateful what's happening right now with Doge and uncovering all this wasteful spending, not just wasteful spending, corrupt spending. This is going to shine a light on what's going on in the Catholic Church, and we got to dig deeper into this. I think there's a lot of the same people that have been messing around with America that are messing around with the Catholic Church. Just like there's been weaponization of government in America, there has been weaponization of government in the Catholic Church. As you already mentioned, I've been a victim and a target of that, many, many, many others, and it is time that this be exposed. Years ago, the communications director for the United States Catholic bishops wrote a book called Nothing to Hide. Russell Shaw is his name. And he pointed out in that book that we got a problem with transparency in the Catholic Church. We believe, I'm a practicing Catholic too, like John, like you mentioned, you are as well. Listen, we believe in the hierarchy. We believe in the way Jesus structured the church. We believe in legitimate authority. But we don't believe that they should be able to hide behind their authority and not explain to people why they're making the decisions they're making, how they're doing the things that they're doing. And now I think we're at a great moment, because just as the voters rejected woke culture in this last election, those same voters are sitting in the pews of the churches. It's time to reject wokeness in the church. And one of the ways we do that is be a little bit more discriminating in how we spend our money. Maybe we don't want to give it to Catholic charities. There's thousands of other ministries and missions in the church that we could support as good Catholics.
I think it was Border Czar Tom Homan who had a great retort when he was asked about this by reporters. And he said something to the effect of, the Vatican has a wall, does it not? Vatican City has a wall. What's the difference between the Vatican having a wall, being able to protect its borders, and the United States? Why would the Pope say that this is going to end badly?
Yeah, that's a good question. I worked at the Vatican for a while. I lived right outside the Vatican. That is a high wall that they have. The fact of the matter is, and a lot of people don't think about the Vatican as a sovereign state, because it is. I mean, if you think about the church, Catholic Church, okay, but it's also a sovereign state, and it's got a wall. The Pope is making politically charged comments. I mean, I've been speaking out for years now about the fact that he's meddling in American politics in a way that is not befitting of a Pope. His comments are always favoring to the Democrats and criticizing Trump. I've made the case directly to the Vatican and to the United States bishops that the best friend that the Catholic Church has right now is one Donald J. Trump. He is doing more for religious freedom, has done more than anybody else. And his policies on immigration, by the way, are not inconsistent with what you read in the Catholic Catechism about immigration. When you go to the Catechism, it says, yes, we welcome people. They have inherent human dignity. Listen, I don't know anybody that disagrees with the fact that they have human dignity. We have to help people as much as we can. But that's the operative phrase, as much as we can. Because then the Catechism goes on to say, nations that are welcoming immigrants have a right, have a duty to provide for their own people, to set laws and conditions for immigration, And those wanting to enter another country must obey its laws and respect its status as a nation and its culture. And that's exactly what President Trump is saying. We're not against immigration. We're against people throwing the law out the window and coming into a country without sharing its values. I have seen absolutely no reason why the Pope and the bishops should have any problem with that whatsoever.